There is something quietly powerful about the way your body can change when you start paying attention to the smallest foundations. Most people think strength begins in the chest, the arms, or the shoulders, but there is a hidden foundation that often gets ignored until it starts holding you back. Your wrists. Think about everything your hands do every single day. Every lift, every push, every carry, every moment you grip something tightly without even thinking about it. Your wrists are right there in the middle of it all, quietly transferring force, stabilizing movement, and protecting your joints. And yet, for many people, they are the weakest link in the chain. Now imagine what would happen if that weak link slowly stopped being weak. Imagine your hands feeling more stable when you push off the ground. Imagine your grip feeling more controlled when you lift or hold something. Imagine a sense of quiet confidence building in your forearms and hands that you can actually feel in everyday life. The surprising truth is that you do not need machines, weights, or complicated tools to start building that kind of strength. Your own body is more than enough. And the progress does not come from intensity alone. It comes from awareness, consistency, and learning how to engage the right areas in the right way. At the beginning, it might feel like nothing is happening. You might move your wrists, stretch your hands, or apply gentle pressure and wonder if it is even doing anything at all. But beneath that simple surface, something important is starting to change. Small, stabilizing muscles begin to activate, tendons start adapting, coordination between your hands and forearms begins to improve. And this is where most people give up too early, because wrist strength does not announce itself loudly. It builds quietly, almost invisibly at first. Then one day, you notice that things which used to feel unstable now feel controlled. Movements that once felt shaky now feel steady. It often starts with simple motions, slow circles of the wrists, controlled flexing and extending of the hands, gentle pressure through the palms against a surface, and careful shifting of weight through the hands while keeping everything aligned. These movements may look simple, but they carry a deeper purpose. They teach your joints how to move with control instead of tension. As you continue, something even more interesting begins to happen. Your grip starts to wake up, not just in the sense of squeezing harder, but in the sense of holding with awareness. You begin to notice how your fingers, palms, and wrists work together as a system rather than separate parts. That connection is what builds real, lasting strength. There is also a mental side to this process that people rarely talk about. Working on your wrists requires patience. It forces you to slow down. It pulls your attention into the present moment. You cannot rush it. You cannot force it. You can only guide it. And in that way, it becomes more than just physical training. It becomes a kind of discipline. At some point, you might notice that everyday tasks feel different. Carrying objects feels more stable. Supporting your body weight in simple positions feels more controlled. Even your posture can begin to feel subtly more aligned because your foundation is improving from the ground up. And just when you think the process is simple, there is another layer that reveals itself. Your wrists are not just about movement, they are about resilience. When they become stronger, they help protect the rest of your upper body from strain. They absorb pressure more efficiently. They distribute force more evenly. That means everything above them benefits too. Now here is where things start to get even more interesting, because many people reach a stage where they feel some improvement, but then they stop progressing, not because they lack effort, but because they stop challenging their control. The secret is not in doing more, it is in doing things with greater awareness. Slow, controlled movement becomes more important than fast repetition. Stability becomes more important than force. Connection becomes more important than intensity. When you shift your focus in that way, the wrists begin to respond differently. They adapt in deeper ways. They become not just stronger, but more reliable under pressure. And somewhere in that journey, there is usually a moment of realization. A moment where you notice that your hands no longer feel like fragile tools that need protection. Instead, they feel like capable extensions of your intent. That shift is subtle, but it is powerful. Of course, there will still be moments of fatigue. There will be days when your wrists feel tired or stiff, especially if you are just starting out or returning after a long break. That is part of adaptation. The key is to listen, adjust, and continue without forcing anything beyond what feels controlled and safe. As time passes, your awareness deepens. You begin to notice how small adjustments in angle change how your wrists feel. You start to understand how pressure distributes differently depending on how your hands are positioned. This awareness becomes just as important as strength itself. And then, something unexpected happens. The improvements start to show up outside of training entirely. You might find yourself opening jars more easily, supporting yourself with more comfort during everyday movement, or simply feeling more confident in how your upper body responds during physical tasks. This is the kind of strength that does not just stay in one place. It spreads, it supports, it integrates into your daily life without needing attention. But perhaps the most powerful part of this journey is not the physical change. It is the realization that your body is always capable of adapting when you give it the right kind of attention, not through extreme effort, not through complicated systems, but through consistent, mindful engagement with the basics. And if you stay with it long enough, there is a quiet transformation that happens in the background. Your wrists stop feeling like a weak point. They become a point of confidence, a point of control, a point of stability you can rely on without thinking. That is the real goal here. Not just to build strength, but to build trust in your own body. So as you continue moving forward, keep it simple, keep it intentional. Pay attention to how your wrists feel in each moment. Let progress come gradually, without pressure or expectation, because the more you respect the process, the more your body responds in return. And if there is one final thought to carry with you, it is this. Strength is not always about what you can lift or push. Sometimes it is about what you can stabilize, what you can control, and what you can sustain over time. Your wrists are part of that foundation, and when you strengthen them, you are strengthening far more than just your hands. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to show your support. Share your thoughts in the comments, connect with others on the same journey, and stay connected for more content like this. And if you want to keep building a stronger foundation for your body and your movement, make sure to like and subscribe so you do not miss what comes next.